Which Australian food product became part of the election news cycle briefly over the last week or so after a Canadian shop owner said that he had been banned from selling it?
That's tricky. Look at you, smarty pants.
Hello and welcome to a second Squiz quiz of the election. We've got another 10 questions for you to test your knowledge of everything that's happened in the campaign so far. As always, from the serious to the extremely unserious parts of polling day. Joining me once again is last week's carryover champion. She's back, Larissa Huntington.
Hello.
Are you proud to be? Look at that smile. I don't think I've ever seen.
She's beaming.
She's beaming, legit beaming.
Listen, you guys created this monster. I've had a taste of victory, and now I'm back for more.
Yeah, like an addict.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back, and I hope you're enjoying the title of carryover champion.
I certainly am, while it lasts.
While it lasts, we'll see. You never know. And returning to try and reclaim that title, Claire Kimball is back once again. Hello, Claire.
Look, I don't really care, to be honest. I'm just
so
playing
cool.
it down. My ego is so bruised. I'm pretending like I don't really care. I really care a lot.
Okay, all right, good. That's the kind of stakes I'm looking for as an erstwhile game show host. So thank you for building it up a bit, creating a bit of jeopardy. As I mentioned, we've got 10 questions and we want you to test yourself at home as well. Can you beat our players in the studio? They're worth 1 point each, and this time, just in case, I have prepared an extra special tiebreaker, just if we need it. Now, I might ask it anyway because I think it's an interesting fact. But for now, we'll just do the straight 10 questions, 1 point apiece. Let's get into it with our first set of 5 in round 1. Okay, question number 1. Which of the 3 free-to-air commercial networks in Australia will not be holding a leaders' debate during this election campaign? So which of the 3 free-to-air commercial networks will not be holding a leaders' debate during this election campaign? Larissa?
Channel 10?
Channel 10. Claire?
That's what I've got, yeah.
Channel 10, yes, absolutely. There are 4 debates in total. Channel 7 has the next one, which is tomorrow. Channel 9 has had one, the ABC has had one, and Sky News is the other to have one, but no dice for Network 10.
You're feeling a bit left out.
A little bit left out.
What have they done?
Yeah, poor old Sandra Sully. That's the only person I can name off the top of my head.
Waleed?
Waleed, oh yeah, he
Yeah,
would have
the
loved to
project.
do that. I forgot about the project entirely.
Oh, geez.
Sorry, the project. So I hope we don't have to pitch any interviews to you anytime soon. My absolute apologies. Question number 2. Coalition leader Peter Dutton brought out his eldest son on the campaign trail over the course of the last week or so, and he talked about his difficulty buying a house. What is his name? What is the name of Peter Dutton's eldest son who participated on the campaign with him? Claire?
He's become a bit of a celebrity.
He has.
Harry?
Harry, yes. Not the biggest Harry in the world, but
True.
getting there. Just getting there. He'd make the top 5. Larissa?
Yes, I had Harry.
You had Harry as well? Okay, excellent. Any idea of, I don't actually look this up, so I'm going from memory, but his other 2 children?
Tom.
Tom, yes.
And Peter Dutton has a daughter.
Daughter, yes.
And her name is Rebecca.
Yes,
Yes.
Beck. Yes, absolutely right. Very well done. So those are his 3 kids, 1 point apiece, and you're both on 2 points so far. They will get a little bit more difficult as we go along. Question number 3. There is a new seat at this year's election. It is called Bullwinkle. What state is it in?
Is it really?
It is really called Bullwinkle. It is sadly not next to another electorate called Rocky. That would be brilliant.
Or it doesn't have Rocky in it.
It doesn't have Rocky in it.
So we can rule out Queensland.
We can, yes.
We can rule
No,
that out.
it's not in Queensland. No, this is going to be a really interesting seat to watch if you're a sort of election watcher. It's a fascinating one because obviously anything that's new, the demographics aren't necessarily sort of researched in the same way.
And a 3-corner contest.
And a 3-corner contest, including someone that I won't mention yet because Larissa's still looks like she's thinking. And I don't want to give any more clues, but Claire, I'll go to you because I know you know. What is this one?
It's in WA.
It is in WA,
Oh,
Larissa.
that's what I had.
Very well done.
Because, well, I did have Queensland, but then you said, oh, well, it won't be Queensland, so I crossed it out and went WA because...
Where have you written WA?
Yeah, WA.
Okay.
All right. We'll have to go to the line judges.
Don't judge my handwriting. Come on. Yeah, I could have been a doctor.
Just park that as a future protest.
Okay. If it's tight in the end, we'll have to go back and check that is in fact WA.
No, I'll tell you my thinking. It's because everything, Andrew, goes back to WA.
That's true.
It's very true.
It was a good way to logically
And if you need to spell it anytime between now and election day, it's K-E-L.
It is.
Not K-L-E.
Oh, that's no fun.
Yes,
And I just remember that stuck in my head for some reason.
It's not spelled the same way as the moose. It has an E-L, not an L-E. And, so the former state leader of the Nationals in WA, Mia Davies, is one of the people contesting the seat. So she's obviously a big name. And the other people contesting the seat, we've got Trish Cook from the Labor Party, Matt Moran from the Liberal Party, not that one, and also Abby Bishop from the Greens. So there's, but it'll be those top three that'll be the main contenders. Not the chef, no.
Okay, that's disappointing.
It is. It's been a disappointing after party for the election anyway. Right. Not catered in quite the same way. Speaking of food, which Australian food product became part of the election news cycle briefly over the last week or so after a Canadian shop owner said that he had been banned from selling it?
That's tricky. Look at you, smarty pants. Smiling again.
She is. It was, Larissa?
Vegemite.
It was Vegemite, Claire?
Yeah, I've got that. Yeah. But just explain a little bit more.
Yes, so there was and this is entirely from memory, so apologies if I get it wrong, but there was a Canadian shop owner who was banned by the Canadian government for selling Vegemite because it had added vitamins in it, so particularly vitamin B, which, as we all know, in Australia is part
yeasty.
Of Vegemite. It's very yeasty, one of the great unsettling words of all time. And the Prime Minister commented on this and said that he, it was far superior to Marmite and somehow the Canadians were letting that in. So what was the problem with Vegemite? And the shop owner actually said just in the last little while as we record this that was a factor in, and he appreciated that intervention. He's now able to sell Vegemite again. So there you go.
It's a happy little
what an
Vegemite
election campaign we're having.
It's the big issue.
Scintillating stuff, really, isn't it?
It's been a campaign of big ideas.
That's notable.
Yeah, that's
just reflecting on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry. I've been reflecting plenty on that particular question. But yes, it was a news story. Well done to you both. Still a perfect record. Let's see if that continues because this is a surprise sport question. A couple of weeks ago, the Prime Minister visited far north Queensland to meet with the very, very tall Labor candidate for the seat of Leichhardt. His name is Matt Smith, and he is a former NBL player. What team did he play for? This is a geography plus sport question. Really, more than an election question. So I'm bringing in some of my quiz.
This is like twice in 2025 that I wish my knowledge of NBL was deeper.
I'm so sorry.
That was not on my bingo card for this year.
I will
twice.
say you might be listening to this going, oh, this is an Andrew question. He's definitely written this. I did not write this. The excellent Nikki, who has been working with us, she wrote this question. Nothing to do with me whatsoever.
That checks out because Nikki and I were talking about photos of the election campaign, and one of the great ones was the Prime Minister,
yes,
who's not a short man by any stretch, standing next to this guy who is, what did you say, 6'9"?
I just said very, very tall. I don't actually have a height measurement.
He is very, very tall.
Yeah.
It's a hilarious photo.
Yes, and purposefully, they both knew what they were getting into. So which team did he play for, Larissa?
I have no idea. Is it an NBL team?
A National Basketball League team.
Oh, a national one.
Well, yeah, one of the...
I don't know. The Rockhampton Rockies.
Oh, great. Fabulous name. If that isn't a team, it should be.
Yeah, I've gone even worse, I think. The Cairns Crocs. It's Cairns.
It is Cairns.
But I didn't know what the teams.
No, they are the Taipans.
I was
Cairns
thinking Raptors.
Yes.
Crocs just seem like it might get a bigger laugh.
It's just the Taipans, the venomous mob over there. Yeah, so he actually played for the Taipans for 5 years before retiring and is now running for Labor in the seat of Leichhardt in Far North Queensland. Well done. If you got that one, you've got one up on our players in the studio, but they are still locked as we head into round 2 at 4 apiece. Okay, let's move into the second half of the quiz. It is, as it was last week, very, very tight. Slightly more serious question than the Vegemite one here. Question number 6. Last week, Russia was in the election headlines, still is actually, over claims that it was seeking to set up a military air base in which Southeast Asian country? This is a big story that I've been knee-deep in, and it is still going.
Yeah, ongoing,
still very
isn't it?
much an ongoing election issue. Claire, which country is this?
That would be Indonesia.
Larissa?
Tick.
It is Indonesia, absolutely right. It is in the Papua province, which is far eastern province of Indonesia, so quite
Highly
close.
contested as well.
Highly contested and about just over slightly over 1,000 k's north of the Northern Territory. So
Here's a fun fact for you. I think one of the first shortcuts we ever did was on West Papua.
Was it?
Very good. All right. Well, it's
worth knowing
It's
about.
one of the first ones you did, so I'm a little bit wary of saying go listen to it.
Yeah, actually. And surfacing
necessarily.
old podcasts
Yeah.
is not in my professional benefit, to be honest.
So, listen at your own risk.
Exactly.
That's
I'm sure it's great.
I'm sure it's terrific.
Yeah.
Question number 7. In the most recent leaders' debate, this is the one that was on Channel 9, the Prime Minister Albanese and Coalition Leader Peter Dutton were both asked to name 3 nice things about the other person. They both mentioned each other's partners and family as 2 of those things. What was the third thing that each man said about the other as a thing that they admired about them? I will give you half a point for each one that you got right. So I'm looking for the third thing that the Prime Minister said that he admired about Peter Dutton and that Peter Dutton said that he admired about the Prime Minister. All right. Larissa, I'll come to you first.
So Anthony Albanese, talking about Peter Dutton, said that he admired his longevity and the fact that he'd held on to his seat in Dixon for so long. And Peter Dutton, talking about Anthony Albanese, said that he was impressed that he stuck with the AUKUS deal. Yeah, I loved how both of their compliments were so backhanded, kind of, because the AUKUS was something that the coalition had instigated.
Yeah, and Dixon is still marginal, so he's still in that fight in this election as well.
Indeed, yeah.
Peter Dutton. Claire, did you have similar?
I just had longevity.
Yes, that's fine. That's all I mean.
And forgot about AUKUS. I was in a bit of a snooze at that point for the
understandable.
whole exercise. Yeah. So I'm really impressed that I latched onto one.
Yes, no, very well done.
To be honest.
All right, well, that means that Larissa takes a half-point lead. Longevity and AUKUS are really all I'm looking for there. So Peter Dutton was specifically saying that he admired Albanese's commitment to it in opposition when it was announced by then Prime Minister Scott Morrison in 2021. But it did have the sort of look of gritted teeth.
It's the worst question. Say something nice about the other guy. Oh, gee.
It felt like a job interview or something like that. Okay, question number 8. What date-appropriate activity has the Prime Minister repeatedly said that he will be doing the day after the election? Which date-appropriate activity has the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese repeatedly said that he will be doing the day after the election, win or lose?
Date appropriate. Yes. As in he's taking Jodie on a date?
No, appropriate to the date of the day after the election.
Okay. So it's the 4th of May is the day after.
That's correct. Yep.
So are you being appropriate to the fact that it's the 4th of May?
Yes.
Or the fact that it's the day after the election?
No, it's the appropriate to the date.
So what's on the 4th of May?
It's a good question.
Is it Toto's birthday?
Oh, I mean, it may be, but no. This is something that is something that other people will also be doing on that day.
Other people will be doing it on the 4th of May.
And that's it. That's the end of the clues.
Okay.
All right, Larissa, do you know this?
Oh, look, we were talking in the office earlier about how nerdy we all were. So I'm going to have a stab at this and say that it's something to do with May the 4th be with you.
Ooh.
He's here to Star Wars Festival.
Nice.
Okay,
I can see him
Claire.
at Comic-Con. I think it's Mother's Day.
No, it is May the 4th be with you. He has repeatedly said that he's going to watch Star Wars.
Do I get a half a point?
I will give you half a point for that.
He'd have a little
I think
festival in his own house.
Is it Mother's Day as well?
I think that's the
Or is
week
that the
after.
second?
That's hilarious.
I think that's
that
the
I don't know
second
that.
weekend.
I know. When is this thing? Okay, radio.
So
May
yes,
the 4th.
he said that. So I'll give you half a point because you
All
probably
right.
gave us too much
Do it.
information.
No, that's okay.
Well, I think
understand.
also I think it evens out because you did give us cans and I didn't give you any points for that because you
That's
gave us the wrong nickname.
He's softening. He's
Well,
softening. We're wearing him down.
I think
Claire.
it's balanced. Yes, that is quite possibly true. Question number 9. Of these so-called teal independents, which one is not running again at this year's election? Is it Monique Ryan in Kooyong, Zoe Daniel in Goldstein, Kylie Tink in North Sydney, or Kate Chaney in Curtin? Question number 9. Of these so-called teal independents, which one of them is not running at this year's election? Is it Monique Ryan in Kooyong, Zoe Daniel in Goldstein, Kylie Tink in North Sydney, or Kate Chaney in Curtin? Claire?
That would be Tink in North Sydney because they abolished the seat.
Yeah, the seat's gone. Larissa?
Yeah, it's a bit rough, isn't it?
Yes.
That's actually my electorate.
Oh, right.
So
there you
yes,
go.
Kylie, I had her.
I didn't know that, so I didn't know you had an advantage.
Yeah, I can
fine.
see what's going on here now.
fix- the
It's
fix
only
is in.
taken me 9 questions, but I can see it.
All right, so at the end of 9 questions with 1 question to go, we have Larissa with a 1-point lead. And so, Claire, this is – I'm so sorry that this is
No pressure.
the 10th question that is going to decide it all. But I did want to – I know we've asked a lot about the main 2 candidates, so I did want to factor in a question about the Greens as well. Greens leader Adam Bant put in a surprise performance in Melbourne on Good Friday. What skill was he showing off? Greens leader Adam Bant put in a surprise performance in Melbourne on Good Friday. What skill was he showing off? The level of that skill is your mileage might vary.
Another question.
Totally another question, and
Yeah.
not one I have any credibility on determining. Claire?
Don't know, but I'm going to say Good Friday. He's in Melbourne. There was some footy on, so kicking a footy.
Okay, that's a good guess. Larissa?
I had no idea either. I put juggling.
Juggling?
Oh.
I mean, I'd love to see it. He was DJing.
DJ.
He was DJing.
Oh, yeah, there was the event that he had with Abby Chatfield.
With Abby,
there
so
you
he
go.
did one in March, and then he did another one on Good Friday at a club in Melbourne called Revs or Revolver. Revs is what the cool
Revs.
kids.
What
That's
the
what the
cool
cool kids
cats
call it.
say.
Of which
Going down to the Revs.
Revs, yeah, of which
Gotcha.
I am not one. I listened to the video of him spinning the tunes, and as you could tell, and I was like, nope, never heard that song before. But yes, no, he was DJing. There was, you might remember, there was a controversy, not a small controversy. There was controversy with the Greens over their plans for Anzac Day to have a rave in,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was Western Australia.
Yeah.
So this was separate to that, but he did put in a DJ set on Good Friday in Melbourne, and that means that Larissa, once again, you have taken it out with a 1-point victory as the election queen.
Congratulations.
Woohoo.
She's done it.
She's done it.
It's pretty exciting.
With a question on Star Wars. So I can only apologise.
I knew, to be honest, in my heart of hearts, that it would be Star Wars that would bring me unstuck
at some point. At
in
some
this,
point.
and here we are. It's
Here
been
we
a
are.
bit sooner than I thought, but I am very pleased to be knocked off by Larissa.
By a Star Wars
Amazing.
question. Well done. Would you like, just for fun, to have a go at the tiebreaker?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. This is a number.
I don't know. I'm taking my bit of paper and going home.
Look at my bravado.
This is the closest to the pin game that you might be familiar with if you listen to our regular monthly Squiz quiz episodes over on the Squiz Today feed. Don't forget to go check those out. So this is where I'm going to ask you to guess a number, and whoever gets closest is the winner. It doesn't matter if you go over, just whoever gets closest. According to a press release that I was reading from the AEC, the Australian Electoral Commission, exactly how many candidates are set to contest the 2025 federal election across both houses of Parliament? So this is across the country, across both houses of Parliament.
Okay.
How many people are running for office nationwide? Got a number?
Yep.
All right. Larissa, got a number?
Yeah, got one.
Okay. Claire, what do you reckon?
I've averaged it out at about sort of 5 candidates per seat and then added the Senate and a bunch there. So I've got 1,050.
1,050. Larissa?
Oh, I'm nowhere near that. I had 500.
500. It is, that would have been a point to Claire, it is 1,456.
So going to say about 1,300.
Yeah. That's it's a very good guess. That's actually less than 2022.
Yeah.
It was about 1,600 in 2022. So we have less candidates this time around.
And of course the game is if you get more than 4% of the primary votes in the Senate or the House, you get $3 a vote.
$3 a vote.
So for some people it can be a really good coffer filler.
Yeah, a bit of a windfall for them. So there you go. No points there, just a bonus fact in case you were interested. So very well done if you managed to best either of our contestants.
I'll take that small victory.
Yes, absolutely.
You should
take them where you can get them. If you manage to get 10 out of 10, or 9 out of 10, or hell, anything out of 10, we want to hear from you. hello@thesquiz.com.au is the place to let us know. Next week, the weekly wrap with Claire and Jody will be back, but we hope you've enjoyed this little sojourn into the world of trivia and the election, and thank you very much for listening. Until next time.